freaky and feeling you. Girl, I want the sexiest heels for you. We gon' turn it up. Body like a...
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the She Said What She Said podcast with your favorite best friend duo, B. Nicole.
Okay, and Donyea Nicole. How y'all doing? It's a great day! Oh my gosh! Girl, did you see Will Smith smack Chris Rock?
Yes.
Did you see the replay?
And so I missed it. I didn't get to watch it, but I definitely woke up the next morning. It was like 6:00 in the morning.
And it was just.
And you had texted me and you was like, girl, did you see what happened? And I'm like, what is she talking about? And of course I went on Twitter and it was everywhere. And I was like, oh my God. And at first I was looking at it, I was like, this ain't real.
Right.
This ain't real.
Right.
I was like, that's fake. And
I still feel like it's fake, honestly.
I don't know. It was kind of like the way he smacked him. It looked a little like, they're actors. So it looked a little staged.
It looked very staged.
But then it was like, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Right.
I was like, ooh.
Okay, boys.
Whoa.
All right.
That's when I was like, maybe it is real. Like,
but the thing to me is that when did we ever hear the audience talk? So how we hearing Will Smith talking? That's a question, right? Right.
Because I mean,
right.
You could take the hood out of somebody, but I rephrase. You could take somebody out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of somebody. And I
slap your mama.
I know all the people in the stands. I know somebody would have been like, oh. You know what? That made me think. Like, that really, nah. Now that you say that, we didn't hear the audience.
Right, but we heard Will Smith, who was in the audience. So it was like, I feel like it was staged, honestly. Like, how are we able to hear them? And he, keep my wife's name. Like, really?
He was like, out your fucking mouth. I was like, I felt that fuck.
I did. Oh!
Like, I felt that.
Jada felt it too.
That's my girl. I don't care.
That's my girl too.
I don't care what Jada did.
I love her. I like her hair like that anyways. Like, I know she's, going through her alopecia changes, but I love her hair like that.
And I mean,
and she rocks it. She wears it very well, but I love it. Do you think that Will Smith was in the right, the wrong?
I don't know, because
you don't know.
If somebody was making fun of me like that,
you'd want your man to stick up there. Yeah. I'm kind of thinking the same way you are.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, oh, he needs to apologize, or oh, Chris Rock didn't deserve that, ...
It was the way he said, Will Smith just smacked me. It was. All right, so, we're going to switch it up a little bit.
Okay,
we're going to switch it up a little bit today.
All right.
We're going to talk about some entrepreneurship.
Okay, honey, entrepreneur me, okay?
So, both of us being entrepreneurs.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure we both have, we may have the same outlooks on things of like starting entrepreneurship, and we may have different things. Mm-hmm. And then whoever may be starting entrepreneurship, maybe we can help them, guide them, show them, the ins and outs of things, the things that people don't talk about.
Be a little mentor.
Yeah, a little mentor.
Okay, for the free. Just don't forget to click that button.
I can't. So, like, what was some of, like, the hardest things for you, like, starting entrepreneurship?
The hardest things? Is that how you want to phrase it?
Like, the things that people don't talk about.
Things that people don't talk about. Things that people don't talk about. One, for me, would be a lot of people think that entrepreneurship is hard. It's not hard. It's just very time consuming and what's the word I'm looking for? Demanding. It's very demanding because yes, you're so used to working your 9 to 5, but once you become an entrepreneur, it's like, okay, what comes first? You or the business? And of course, like, you always put yourself first, but let's say you get a call at 9:00 at night with this great business, this business opportunity. What you gonna do? You're gonna pick it up, right? Yeah. So it's very demanding. It's very taxing, but you have to have the drive, ambition, the go-getter energy to be able to survive in the business. Because one day you'll wake up and be like, oh yeah, I want to start a business. Then the next day it's like, wow, I didn't know it was this demanding. But it's the easiest thing to do. You have all the resources you need: our podcast, YouTube, Google, Wikipedia, whatever. And
not Wikipedia.
And it's like, okay, well, it's not hard, but you have to remember that you have to put a lot of work into it.
Definitely.
So that's something that would probably be my main thing. What about for you?
So I feel like the hardest thing for me was, I still do work my, regular day job. But it was definitely finding that balance between, I am still working for them, but I can't give them all my time if I want to get to where I want to get to.
Right. Exactly.
And it was kind of like balancing doing multiple things. Like, it's like I have multiple businesses. So it's like, all right, when am I going to focus on this one? When am I going to focus on this one? And, building those schedules was hard.
All right, that's very interesting. I like that you bring up those points. So if someone were to come up to you and they ask you for advice, what advice would you give them, knowing what you just said?
So I would definitely say, it takes time. So my most recent business that I am opening, I've been working on it for about 2 years now. And it took so much time, so much delaying. And it's like, it's not going to happen right away. And it's like, yes, you want it to happen right away, but you have to give it time to act. Like, you have to do your research. You always want to research everything. And just don't rush it. Because when you rush it, that's when it fails, I feel like.
Right.
But when you take your time and you actually, dig in, you'll be good.
To add on to that, I feel like for anybody that is, looking to start a business, I would say that before you even launch your business, I would say you really need to make sure that you have a written plan, not just a verbal plan. Oh, hey, Brittany, I'm about to open a business.
Yeah, because that's not enough.
Right, girl.
Because if you go for a business loan, you're gonna be like, yeah, I just want to open a business. They're gonna be like, well, what does this consist of?
Right.
I'm just opening a business.
Right.
Yeah.
You really want to have a clear goal, because it's like, okay, I want to open a business just for the money. And it's like, well, you're not going to survive, because if that's literally your only motivation, it's like, okay, why don't you go hustle on the street?
Yeah, and I mean, we all want to make money from what we do, but it's like, you also have to think where you actually, how you're going to actually get to that point to where you're making enough money to make it successful.
Right. I would say the most important thing is to have the time, because it's you could have all the marketing material, all your social medias up, you have a huge following, you have all your merchandise ready to go, and you have a budget plan. You have all this stuff, but if you don't have the time to invest into your business, it's like, what'd you do that for? Because it's like, okay, now that's crap just sitting, and it's like, okay, you didn't do anything with it because you don't have the time.
Yeah.
It's like, now it's failing, and because you're not putting the time and effort and staying consistent with whatever business you're starting. Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, that was pointless.
Yeah.
So
I feel like in the beginning for me, so for the first one that I started, Nicole events, it was I started I was like, you know what, I'm going to school. I'm going to become a certified event planner. So I was like, all right, that was easy. And then 2020 happened. We were in quarantine, and I was sitting at home, and I was like, let me start creating stuff. And then people were like, wait, you made that? And I'm like, yeah. And then they were just like, are you gonna sell it? And at first I had no intentions of ever selling anything that I was making. And then everyone was kind of like, I want to buy stuff. And I was like, well, and then so many people were buying stuff, I was like, I'm about to turn this into a business. So then it was like, okay, I'm still working, and I was doing hair at the time. So it was I was half of the time I was doing hair from 9 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night, coming home, working on the business again. But then it got to the point where I was I'm literally going crazy.
Right.
I literally, I have no time.
Crazy.
I just,
or bad crazy.
No, not bad crazy,
Good
but
crazy?
It was I'm tired. Literally just I just felt my body just
almost shutting down.
Yes, like, girl, give me a break.
Yeah.
Like, because it was like, I'm getting home at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and it's like I'm staying up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, getting back up to go back to work again.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, it was too much. So I really had to like sit down and say, like, Brittany, this day, these are the only days you're working. Like, you're going to work this time here, and then you're going to come home, and you're only going to work these nights because you need to go to sleep.
Right.
And then I found that
balance.
Yeah.
The balance.
Yeah.
So you sit on a seesaw.
Yeah. And then when we started the podcast, I was like, God damn it, here we go again.
Here's some more stuff.
I was like, so then I sat down one day and I was like, all right, this day's for the podcast, this day's for this day's for this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started another business. So it was like, shit, gotta go back and revamp it again.
Now you're
This day's for this
day of the week.
Yeah, but the way that I planned out everything, and, you know, hopefully I can stick to it, I won't have to work any weekends. Like, I don't work on the weekends now, but, like, my weekends, they're for me.
Currently?
No, I'm still figuring that out.
Okay. So when will that start?
So, you know, I'm trying to figure it out now. But by the time I'm taking a little trip.
Where you going?
A little 3-week trip.
Where you going?
Whatever. But on that 3-week trip, so
she didn't say where she going.
On my 3-week trip, that's gonna be my time to where, like, I just, like, figure it out. And when I come back, everything, like, yeah.
Game time.
Literally, game time.
Game time.
Yeah. All summer.
All summer.
22.
Cash and checks. I like your sweater, by the way. Where'd you get it
Thank
from?
you. Fashion Nova.
Oh, it's cute.
Thank you.
I want it. You might not find it tomorrow.
Oh my goodness. I literally bought this years ago and never wore it. I'm surprised it didn't end up in a bag of clothes that I was giving away. You know what? I actually did.
Give it away?
Yes.
And then it came
no,
back to you?
I put it in a bag, and then, like, what I do sometimes, I give away clothes, and they stay in my house for a while, and then I go back through it, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna keep this. That's what happened. So it was sitting in the living room.
I'm glad you kept it. I like it.
And then I was like, you know what? I kind of like this sweater. I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah.
And then I wore it. All right, so tell us a little bit about what you do.
So, I have 2 businesses. I have one named after myself, of course, Donyea Nicole. I'm a digital content creator. So, I pretty much am own everything, except for photographer, sometimes. I'm actually getting into that right now. But I am my own everything, meaning I schedule all of my events. I, like, book all of them myself. So, I'm a freelance model. But in order for me to get these gigs, I have to reach out to companies. On top of that, I'm also reaching out to companies to also land brand deals so that as I'm posting, whether it be on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, I am receiving a profit off of these things. I didn't know I was going to start this. Like, if you asked me, like, back in high school, like, no, that wasn't my plan. My plan was to do something. Yeah, we don't have to talk about that. So, yeah. So yeah, I love it. I love it a lot, and it makes me very happy. So when I started, I was in the military. I started when I was in the Navy, and when I moved here, I was a recruiter, and I was working, like, absurd hours. I would say I would go in anywhere between 7 and 9 in the morning, and then I wouldn't get off until like 7, anywhere between 7 p.m. and like 11 p.m. And you remember you called me and I was in the office. You're like, damn, like, you're still in the office? Like, yeah. And I ain't getting paid overtime. So it's like, because Uncle Sam just, you know, we get the cut check on the 1st and the 15th, which is cool. But it was like, I'm over here, like, exerting all this energy for these people that could care less about me and will replace me in a heartbeat. And it really made me wake up and was like, damn, like, I really need to start working on myself. And that's when I created my YouTube channel. Alongside that, with the Navy taught me a lot, which is why I advocate for a lot of the younger generations to look into the military, Navy specifically, to join instead of going to college, like of course I went, but like you can go alongside, like simultaneously with the military, or you can go directly after, and everything is paid for. And it's like, why are you over here like getting all this debt, yada yada yada, experience, blah blah blah, right? So alongside that, while I was in the Navy, I networked. So I was stationed in San Diego, and then I was stationed in Boston. And during these ventures, I would be traveling the entire time. While I was in the military, so I was in for 6 years, I was compiling a market analysis. I would say I started year 4 of my Navy career. So once I moved to Boston, I then started analyzing the market, because that started my real estate journey. And so now I just opened up a real estate investment company. We are property managers. I opened up with some of my family members. We are property managers, but we also we develop pretty much like complexes. The first one that I just bought, it was in Boston, and it's a 4-family. Sounds like water, right? Was a 4-family. So from that 4-family, it opened up a lot of doors for myself. So I got to this program. I won't go into specifics, but if you have any questions, you can hit me on the side. But got into this program, pretty much guaranteed money. And so with that, I now have enough for me to be able to go out and venture off. Right now, I'm into the auction market. So it's pretty much you need the money up front to buy a piece of property or land that's up for auction, and then you can turn that into a profit. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I would say it's very time consuming, like you said earlier. Yeah. It's very time consuming. I kind of like, yeah, I'm stressed sometimes, but it's going to be worth it in the end. And I would say that I'm not in it just for the money. I'm in for it for the longevity, which is why I haven't, which is why I'm not allowing myself to be burnt out, even though I feel like I am.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Did that answer the question?
Yeah.
Good. Did you like that? Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. Love the journey. It's great to watch yourself grow as an entrepreneur, and it's very rewarding.
I feel like it is.
You said what? Say again?
No, I said I feel like it is rewarding.
That's good. That's good. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
All right. So, sorry.
You laugh?
I don't know why. I just start laughing sometimes. All right. So I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little that. So, like I said, my first business that I started was Nicole events.
Yes, love her.
So, I don't know, like when it comes to like Nicole events, I don't feel like I'm working. Like it's just something that I enjoy. I enjoy decorating. I enjoy like all that. So it's like I don't really feel like I'm working, but I am. And then like with
because it's such a hobby to you.
Yeah, like I love seeing it. Like, and it's like I only offer like balloon stuff and stuff like that now, but I love it. And then Nicole Creations again. Like I just thought about something. You said I named it after myself, and then I'm like, Nicole. Yeah, so my businesses are named after me as well.
This is Nicole.
I can't. I gotta stop saying that. What did I say? Nicole Creations. So yeah, so like I have my office, and when I'm in it, I don't feel like I'm working because I genuinely enjoy what I do.
I love that for you.
Yeah, like I have so much fun with it.
Realize.
What do they say when you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Yeah. I only work from 8 to 4:30. After that, I enjoy it, you know. And then the business that I've been working on for 2 years, I won't say no names yet because I haven't launched yet, but
stay tuned for that.
That is going to be my biggest, that's going to be my biggest, trying to figure it out.
That's like your child.
No, that's supposed to be my baby. Like,
yup, baby, child.
That's about to be my twins. The twins that I want, that's about to be my twins right there.
You want twins too?
I do.
I want twins too. That's crazy.
But yeah, so yeah, stay tuned. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
Okay, so when you first started out, like before you started your business, like or actually not even, because I want to know, like, what goals have you set for yourself? Long term and short term.
Okay.
Actually, let's just start out with short term goals.
So I feel like for me, when I was like, with my first two, it was kind of like I was still kind of figuring it out. So it was once I started the new business that really made me sit down and say, okay, Brittany, like, I had to revamp everything. So, like, in what month was it? I want to say January. I sat down and I revamped all my businesses, deleted everything, and just started from scratch. But, like, the goals that I set was, like, I use, like, books now, like, order books, so that I can keep track of everything, so that I know, like, if I'm actually growing or declining. Spreadsheets. Everybody hates spreadsheets. I love spreadsheets. But, like, I keep, like, weekly, like, my sales for the week. Okay, so, like, when I go in, it'll be, like, sales for this week, sales for that week, just so that I can keep setting goals for the next week. Like, hey, like, this next week, I want to make this much money. Next week, I want to make this much money. Mm-hmm. So that's how I track for right now. But for my most recent, so I actually sat down and really thoroughly thought about this one. 2 years worth of thoroughly thinking. And so I definitely set 1 year, 5 year, and 10 year goals for this one.
For the new one?
Yes.
That hasn't launched yet?
Yes.
Okay.
May 16th.
Do you want to share some of those?
May 16th.
Like the goals?
Oh, for my goals? Okay, so so what I did was for my, like, the first, so I'm going to launch it. So the way that I'm doing it, it's going to launch in May, but it's a pre-order.
Okay.
So it launches, and then it's going to be a pre-order, and it will start, like, everything will start being mailed out in June. Like, at the very beginning of June. Uh-huh. And so I just had, like, I set goals for, okay, when it launches, this is how much I plan to make in the pre-order, and then from there. So, like I said, this is how much I should sell everything for to make this much.
And that is supposed to be in what month? Your first month?
What do you mean, like the goals that I set?
Yeah.
So I want to make a certain, like, obviously I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, I want to make $500 in my launch, because it's like, all right, let's be realistic. I mean, if it happens, I'd be like,
wow,
holy
like
fuck.
blown away, right?
But I wouldn't.
I'll buy you a drink.
Yeah. If I make $500 in the first launch, everybody's getting drinks. Drinks on me.
Okay. All right. Y'all heard her.
I can't.
It's my sugar mama, by the way. If anybody didn't know. That's the relation here. Sugar mama. I'm the sugar babe. She's the sugar mama. To clarify.
Do you remember that night we went out what was it? When we went out for Homeboy's birthday? And I was like, I'll buy everybody drinks.
Yeah, I do. Very much so. I've been trying to find old dude.
I know, the one that was supposed to buy everyone drinks. Yeah. I said, if you want my friend's phone number, you need to get all of us drinks. He was like, and then he decided to sit at the table, and I was like, what are you doing here? Bye.
He was, wow. And he didn't even buy the damn drinks, did he?
No.
Rude. What a rude.
That's why I kicked him off the table.
And he really did come back. He tried to talk to your friend, right?
I told him to leave.
You tried to talk to your friend,
yeah.
Right? Dudes, listen, if y'all gonna do it right. Doesn't matter. You can spend like $20.
$20? It was gonna be way more than $20.
It was gonna be like 40. That was
50. 50 tops. It was like 5 of us.
Sure. And clearly he doesn't tip, so.
But I think, like, I bought around and Thing bought around. And then I don't remember what else happened after that. I can't lie.
Mm-hmm. It was a night.
So how do you do some of your goal setting?
So I do all my goal setting. I like reset like every, what would that be? Trimester? Is that every...
Yeah. So like people have like first trimester, second. Yeah.
So I like to reset every trimester. You know, Darla's school switched to trimesters. It sounds so weird. I'm like, girl, it's not a trimester, it's a semester. She's like, no, we switched to trimesters. I'm like, what?
What is a pregnancy like?
Right. So yeah, they switched to trimesters now.
That's weird.
Like they call it, and it's so stupid. But
all right, guys, we're in first trimester.
Right. It should be saying, I'm like, you're 12. What are you talking about?
I can't.
So I like analyze everything every trimester, and I will make corrections that way. So if for some reason like my stats fell low that month or that trimester, I will then go into the previous trimester, look at what happened, and then I'll recorrect for the next trimester. Because if the stats are low, the money's low too. And if the money's low, oh wait. Now for
it's the fact we both said it, and if the money's low.
For real estate, it's like, so unfortunately, a lot of people look at it as an unfortunate thing, but for me, I'm a landlord as well, and a lot of people like to hire a company to do that, but with the company is also property management, which entails landlording for other people. So why wouldn't I landlord my own? So with that being said, obviously that resets every year. I haven't had a full year yet, but I hate that I say but with that comes your screening. Like when you first start, they obviously
oh, sorry, I hit my little arm.
Your little arm.
I know my arms are the same length. It's not a
little arm.
I hit my fin.
So with real estate, it's like obviously you get the money in from the folks that rents out, and with the company, obviously property manager then entails landlording, which obviously I would landlord my own property, so then for I'm also my own landlord, which a lot of people that are in the real estate game always say to hire your own landlord so you don't have to deal with the headache. But for me, it hasn't really been much of a headache. Now, once I start gaining more properties, it may or may not be, but I also have a bigger administration to then delegate roles. However, with my short-term goals in mind, right now, the short-term goal is to buy another house by fall of 2022. So I just bought one in, what is this? I just bought one in winter of 2022. I was trying to make sure it was winter, not spring.
Yeah,
but I missed the cutoff. I didn't miss the cutoff, so it was still in winter. So I bought one winter of 2022. I had a lot of hurdles that I had to overcome, but we made it through, so that's good. And next short-term goal is to have another property in fall 2022, and then also have at least three new clients to then join the property management team.
Gotcha.
So those are my short terms and how I kind of manage everything.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, like real estate actually interests me. Like I don't think I personally could do it, only because I feel like I would feel bad too much as a landlord. Like my grandparents, they're landlords, they have hella properties, but like I see the stuff that they go through and I'm just like, that's too much. Or like I feel bad, like a mom couldn't pay her rent, and I'd be like, you know what, like it's fine. And then next thing you know, like I'm in the red because I feel bad and I'm letting her live here 6 months rent free. But I just feel like I'm too, I just feel bad too much for people.
Too bad, so sad. You gotta get off. You can't stay here. Gotta find somewhere else to
like
live.
I'm
sorry.
Although, like, when my grandmother goes through stuff, I'm like, kick them out. But, like, I would never kick them out. Like, I'd feel so bad.
I mean, Massachusetts is the worst state to be a landlord in. Like, Massachusetts is for the tenants. And it sucks. Because it's not for the owner.
Because I know in Boston, like, well, in Massachusetts, like, for instance, like, say if someone goes into, like, a vacant property, they can stay there for 6 months.
Squatter rights.
Yes. Like, they have squatter rights. And that's crazy. Like, or like the evictions. Like, you can't just you can't just walk into the place and be like, you're evicted. Right. No, you have to go through court.
It's a process.
See, and like
it's over a year.
Yeah, I don't like that's too much.
I need to move to a state, or I need to invest in a state that is not like Massachusetts. Massachusetts is not for their people. They're for their money. That's it.
Like, I don't know what it's like for my grandparents, like with theirs, but like even when like I go visit like where their properties are, like it's interesting. Like, I go through, like, walk through with them and stuff, and like you see what the tenants be doing. Like, a lady literally, this is the ghettoest thing I've ever seen in my life. She took the doorknobs, she took the blinds, she made holes in the doors, and we're walking through, and I'm just like, where the hell are the doorknobs?
What'd you do with the doorknobs?
She took the doorknobs.
Like, because she moved out?
She was getting kicked out. So she took the doorknobs. And my grandmother's, my grandmother. So my grandmother's walking through like, wait. She took the doorknob. She took the doorknob. She took the blinds. Like,
oh hell.
She was breaking stuff. Like, she broke like the kitchen stuff. Yeah. Because she wasn't paying her rent. Wow. But it's like, girl, there goes your security deposit.
Like, she gave 2 rats.
Like, my grandparents, like, they ended up like hiring somebody to like.
Oh, did they?
They have someone who oversees it for them.
They have a property manager. I'm gonna have to. Grandma, calling you. Black-owned business, here we come.
I can't. She needs somebody that's in the state.
I'm in the state, Brittany.
She don't got properties up here. They got half of Georgia, honey.
Oh, well, Grandma will be calling you, because,
you
know.
And they keep trying to, they're like, Brittany, buy a house right here. Buy a house right here.
How about y'all give me the house that you have? Have you said that?
No. But, like, you know.
No.
And then, you know, my dad, he's like, you know, I got enough property to put a house over here. You should just put your house right here and I'll rent out mine. And I'm like, so that you can rent out yours, but I can't rent out mine? That don't make no sense to me. So I'm the only one paying? No, I don't think so. But eventually, I do want to. I'm going to start, you know.
Planting your seeds.
Planting my seeds in Georgia. Buying up the blocks.
Hopefully nobody's shooting up the block.
Nah, it's mad peaceful. Maybe the club. I'm just.
Oh,
so all my kids can have a house.
Exactly. That's the plan.
I want all my kids. Like, I want to be able to be like, y'all could buy your own house, but y'all got these houses down here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, my parents definitely set us up for success.
Good. Love them. Love them. Love Black excellence as well.
Exactly.
I love excellence everywhere. Yes. I want everybody in this world, in this lifetime, to succeed. Honestly, if we all start coming together and being more united, like a united front, I think we'd be better. Like, if we all help each other out, all of us, I think the world would be a better place.
Or I feel like, you know, Black people need to unite. If Black people united, man, a lot of things. Like, if Black people just started buying up blocks, we could be so much farther than we actually are.
Exactly.
All right, so we got a little tasty question today. And I feel like this is really good.
Oh, I like this one.
This is really good for, you know, moving in with people. I'm moving in with my significant other, and he doesn't have good credit and wants to put everything in my name.
You can stop right there. How
should I have this conversation with him? Because we haven't had a conversation about it, and I don't feel comfortable doing it, but I do love him. It's just too much for me right now. That's heavy.
That is heavy. 1, how long y'all been dating?
Yeah, how old are you guys?
Right. 2, okay. 3.
No.
Right. There's no way in hell. I don't know.
Truthfully,
that's a lot.
That's a lot. Like, I'm over here just.
You don't have no ring on your finger.
Everything in her name.
Down to the
maybe like the cable bill, you know, the light bill or something in my name. But
everything else, honey?
The rent, the cable bill, the light bill, the internet bill. You might as well just put grocery bill.
Water, sewer.
Everything.
Your kids.
They get my last name. I'm everything in my name. I would say.
Wait. Well, first question is, you don't feel comfortable having the conversation, so y'all might be a little new to be moving in together. If you're not comfortable having a conversation, because conversations that are hard to have, you should be able to easily have it with your significant other.
I mean, some conversations are kind of hard to have.
Some of them. But that's like, I don't even know.
So I, just based off this question, it's making my stomach hurt.
It's like, giving nose.
Yeah.
All the way around.
I would say don't do it, girl. Been there, done that, dealt with it. Don't do it. Because in the end, if something happens, y'all break up, everything still sticks with you. Y'all still can. Don't do it.
And that messes up your name.
Yes.
Your name. Not
don't
his.
Do it.
Yours.
Yeah, and then with her situation, everything's going to be in her name. So say if like the rent's $2,000, they're going to split it 1,000, 1,000.
Split?
Say if her name's on the thing, he ain't even got credit. You think he finna...
All right, he might have a situation. His parents might have, opened a credit card in his name.
I know, you're right.
Or, might have had a fraud case on him. I'm not saying cut this dude so slack, but maybe just ask why his credit's like this. Make him explain it. But still a no. But
or like if you really, I don't know, even if he makes really good money, I don't. Those situations where you put everything in your name, it don't turn out well.
It's a little fishy to me.
Yeah, and I will say depending on their age, it could. If they're in their early 20s, you're just now really learning about credit. They don't teach you about credit in high school, so you're just really learning. But if they're in their late 20s, early 30s, hell no. Hell no. Hell to the no.
And I really think you need to really look into the relationship. Because if you're not comfortable with him, that's an issue. And finances, if you're considering moving in together, finance is a big thing, especially to keep the household running. And honestly, what I've seen lately is with a lot of couples I know, the wife handles the finances. Now the husband, they have the same bank account, but the husband deposits his checks and the wife handles the finances and yada yada yada.
I don't know how I feel about joint bank accounts.
Yeah, you can have a joint bank account and then you'll have your separate one on the side.
I don't even want joint.
Nah, baby, because if I want to go get my nails done, I'm not about to ask you, no, we're going to have a joint account. I'm going to go get my nails done. It's going to be the end of that. Then you'll see at the end of the month, oh, baby, you went to the nail salon?
No, when it comes to joint, I just feel like it's just, I don't know. Maybe because I spend money stupidly. Right. So it's I don't want you to be like, Brittany, what the hell did you spend $300 on?
But your partner should know that before y'all get married. They should know that you are frugal. Not frugal. It's wrong.
I'm frugal, but I spend money stupidly.
Your partner should know that before y'all get married. I think I like the joint bank accounts. Because let's say you get divorced and everything that's joint and everything that's after, once you get married, anything that's in that bank account is that both of y'all's. As compared to if you spend, I believe my facts are right, if you spend from your bank account for the marriage, they're also entitled to that money. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not married. Never have been either. But
wait, what do you mean?
Waiting for my ring from somebody. Somebody's son.
I can't. How I feel about joint bank accounts. Like, I don't know. There's something about it.
That's okay. Maybe one day.
I don't think my husband could ever convince me to get joint bank accounts.
Okay. What, you just want him to transfer the money every time?
Yeah,
That's a lot. That's a lot. 20 years of transferring money
or
to you?
just like you can just leave me cash on the kitchen counter.
You want him to go to the ATM every time you gotta get your money. That's a lot too.
It's a lot sharing a bank account.
Yeah, but you still have your own. That's the thing.
Okay, maybe, yeah. But then I gotta put money into there.
Right. 9 times out of 10, the money that y'all are spending is from his pot. Unless he asks you to, like, go get groceries, which then you would just swipe your own card.
But then, like, you're telling me, like, okay, I get paid, and then I gotta put $1,000 into our joint bank account?
No, what I'm saying is he's gonna put money into the bank account for y'all to spend together.
You think only he's gonna be putting money in there?
Yeah.
You're terrible.
No, I'm not.
I can't.
Listen, back in the day, the man went out. He put the bacon on the table.
That's like you just said, back in the day.
Right, and still today, the man will go make the bread, bring the bacon back, and the woman does the same thing. Back in the day, a woman had to feed the family. She would have to go hunt and kill the animals that she's cooking. So, same thing. We're not hunting now, but we're gonna go to the grocery store and go fix the food.
Go politely.
Right.
Go politely get the food.
There's some rule Mamma Jamma's up in the Stop and Shops now. And whatever other Wegmans and Roach Brothers. They got
Wegmans
Roaches.
chicken is so good. You ever tried that food? It's so good.
I've never had. That's a lie. Yes, I have. I've had Wegmans chicken.
Wegmans chicken is so
I don't
good.
recall it in my mouth. The only one that I do is Shaw's honey wings.
Well, yeah, they are good.
So good. They're
But
so good.
Wegmans chicken is bomb.
Bomb.
Yes.
I
Look
at the smile.
With this.
But yeah, girl.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Girl.
What's that TikTok?
She gonna do it. That is a TikTok.
Yeah, that's heavy. That makes I can't breathe. Don't do it.
All right, well, thank you for tuning in today.
And don't forget to like, share,
you heard her,
comment, subscribe.
because she said what she said.
She said what she said.
Period, Pooh. Bye, y'all.
Let me tell you what I'm gonna do, yeah. Get freaky and feeling you. Call out, put the sexiest heels for you.